Coming up on today's Philadelphia 76ers. Now, NBA Summer League, it's in the rear view. So it's time to break down our Sixers Summer League winners and losers. Who will make the roster, who won't? But first, make sure you subscribe, turn on your notifications. Therefore, anytime we go live, anytime we push out a video, you will be notified. And we are closing in on yet another milestone of 12,000 subscribers. We are 466 people away. If you want to be a smarter, more informed Sixers fan, hop on board, join the 76ers Now community by hitting that sub button. All right, let's get into it here. Let's talk some summer Sixers, Philadelphia 76ers, Summer League winners and losers. There are a couple of obvious names here on both sides of the line. And let's begin glass half full with some of our winners. Terquavion Smith, I was really impressed with him from the start of Summer League action. Salt Lake City, Utah, all the way through Las Vegas. These are his Las Vegas Summer League stats, to be specific. 14.5 points per game, 5 assists, 3.5 rebounds, a steal per game. I thought that he was so active, very springy, athletic, doesn't have a lot of girth to his frame. I know a lot of y'all like that word, but he is a good enough, fast enough, explosive enough athlete, I believe, to crack a rotation spot at some point at the NBA level. I also kind of like the defensive instincts as well. And last year in college, when he was at NC State, sometimes he struggled to shoot the basketball consistently, and you could see that sometimes that was an issue throughout the Summer League. But I will say, what was a pleasant surprise is how he was efficient from downtown. Almost 38% on his three-point shots on a lot of volume. 7.5 three-point attempts per night. He did shoot sub 40% from the field on 12 field goals, but he can pour it up. And as a bench player who maybe you turn the keys over to, who you need to be that microwave scorer at some point down the line, he might be able to be that guy. And when I scout him, long, wiry, athletic player, he's going to let it fly from anywhere. I also like the fearlessness that he has because he's not scared of the moment at all. He's a little bit slight, but has that aforementioned NBA-level explosion, solid defensive instincts. His passing vision also surprised me a little bit as well. So let's tee up our first question of the show here. Will Terk Smith make the Sixers opening night roster? Give me an M for make or a W for won't make. Summer League winner number 2. Jaden Springer. I've never been a massive fan of Jaden Springer. I didn't love the pick at the time when the Sixers took him out of Tennessee because I had big questions about the offensive game. He was able to really impress me in Las Vegas. A little bit of a slow start in Utah. He turned it on in the desert. 22 points per game. Those numbers leading the summer Sixers. 2 assists. Almost 3 steals per night. That's going to be his calling card if he's going to earn steady rotation minutes. He has to be an elite defensive player, and that's the potential that he has. He also, surprisingly, given his lack of size, averaged more than a block per night as well. Shooting numbers, offensive game. My big concern with Jaden Springer. He did shoot 48.8% against sub-level competition, 31% from three-point range. I do like the experience that he was able to get. He's a raw player who needs to play in these type of environments with fans because you don't always get that at the G League level, and just get some playing time. Coming out of Tennessee, a young and raw player who's needed a lot of development, but if he's able to earn and nab that rotation spot, it's a good thing for Philadelphia. Almost 14 field goal attempts per game throughout the Summer League in Las Vegas, and then 5 3-point attempts per night as well. When I scout him, it's very odd, right? He is a bouncy, vertical athlete. But when he tries to move while handling the basketball, he looks a lot slower and doesn't necessarily move laterally like I would like him to do. But Nick Nurse, I think, is going to really like him as a bulldog defender. Now, can he play that role of Matisse Thybulle where you put him in, he gives you those energetic defensive minutes, but instead of Thybulle not hitting threes, Springer gives you a little bit more of an offensive scoring punch because he is a feisty and aggressive defender. The offensive game, shot, and then moving with the rock, my concerns for him. Let's talk about Javonte Smart next. Didn't have a ton of expectations, and then also we could talk about DJ Steward as well, Jack. I want to throw both of those players in the winning category. For Javonte Smart, 16 points per game. He was up there among the leaders for the scoring load for the Sixers in Vegas. 6 assists, 44% from the field. He took a lot of threes and was able to connect on 37.5% of those. And then DJ Steward, this is a player who does have some pedigree. Like, he went to Duke, obviously highly touted coming out of high school. You saw that he's kind of shifty, moving with the rock, 16 points per game. He shot almost 54% from the floor, and the three-point numbers very solid for him. And then our last Summer League winner here. Can we give a round of applause to Nick Nurse for coaching the Summer League Sixers? Like, the fact that he was out there in Utah to start off Summer League play right after taking the job tells me that Nick Nurse wanted to implement his culture. He wanted to implement some mental fortitude and toughness, but also send a message as for what players can expect and what's going to be asked of them. And in turn, Jaden Springer said, Nick Nurse, during a couple of these drills, he stopped practices. I haven't really had that happen while I've been an NBA player. Kind of a shot at Doc Rivers. And then Tyrese Maxey, on his own podcast with Nick Nurse as his guest, said, I love how you're willing to try new things. And I think that Nick Nurse is going to be a breath of fresh air. He's more of a tactician than Doc, makes better adjustments. Can he be better with player development? And can he be a big part of the Sixers finally getting over that second-round hump that they haven't been able to maneuver over since 2001? So those right there are our winners. We're going to get to our losers here in just a moment. But first, who is your Sixers Summer League winner? Which player impressed you the most? Drop me a name down below in the comment section. This deal continues to be fantastic thanks to our friends at Fanatics. The Sixers t-shirt shorts combo was $60, on sale for $33. Support your squad. Get a good deal. Look fresh in the process at chatsports.com/76ers combo. Summer League losers. Yeah, I'm going there. Filip Petrusev. Yes, he was able to earn a standard NBA contract. That's the good news. But when I watch him, those are really my takeaways. I also didn't like how he only played 2 games in Las Vegas where the competition was a little bit better than in Salt Lake City. He didn't really pop too much for me, honestly. 12.5 points per game in Vegas, 4.5 rebounds, had a pretty solid showing against the Dallas Mavericks. What he does do at a pretty good level, protect the rim, good shot blocking instincts, 2.5 blocks per game in Vegas, did that as well in Utah. I thought he looked extremely raw and hesitant in Salt Lake City before growing a little bit more comfortable in Vegas. 61% on his field goals, but I don't really see the jumper. I don't really see him being that comfortable in shooting the outside shot. And there's going to be a logjam at center, at least as of right now, for Philadelphia. You have Joel Embiid, Mo Bamba, Paul Reed, Montrezl Harrell, and Filip Petrusev in that front court. Paul Reed can play the 4. Montrezl Harrell can play the 4. But still, point here still stands that you have a little bit of a loaded cast trying to compete for some of those center minutes, and I'm not sure how much Filip Petrusev is actually going to be able to play. Hope he proves me wrong, though. Summer League loser number 2, Ricky Council IV. Ricky Council came into the Summer League as one of the more hyped players. He's a fantastic athlete. If you were on the Sixers roster this year, he might be the best athlete on the team. But the jump shot just isn't there yet. I would like to see him play a lot because he needs it and develop that jump shot and develop his overall game in the G League with the Delaware Bluecoats if the Sixers are able to hold on to him. And then Maker. A lot of people coming out of high school thought that this guy was going to be an excellent player. Thon Maker, his brother. He just didn't do anything that really impressed me all that much. He's become a player who has name value, but not a lot of value as a basketball player. There's always one. Who disappointed you the most during Sixers Summer League? Once again, we want your feedback down in the comment section. We appreciate you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe for year-round Sixers content.